And welcome back, guys, to Saddle Up on a Wednesday, on a hump day. So, yep, it is raining here in St. Louis, and on the break, we kind of peeped outside and we're just like, well, at least the grass is getting watered. So, but you brought up
Right.
something really good. We're getting close to the end of the season, and car shows are starting to wind down. Because after Halloween, it's pretty much done. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course the mud parks are shutting down, and you know them whiskey stills are shutting down too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody's gonna hibernate for the winter, but what is your hibernation plan for this winter besides working on your house?
I want to get some more wands made and some more woodworking done so that I've got some inventory for next summer.
Yeah, because that's one of the things that you make all kinds of interesting stuff out of wood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to find driftwood or just, real neat pieces of wood. Or I make the wands. I use sycamore trees to make the wands, or holly trees. And I just kind of get crafty with it and sand them down and stain them and do some wood burning on them. And it's a lot of fun. The wands are really popular.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can get
Yeah.
JD Lane wand, and where can they find that at?
Well, right now I'm just on Facebook.
Oh, so you're just doing marketplace?
Yeah. But I hope to have something online, like an online store, by next summer. I really just take them to festivals.
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah, I do the festival thing.
you go to a lot of festivals and different stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, I was going through your Facebook the other day, and just all the different stuff that you've been involved in just doing, since you haven't been on the air, and it's like, and that was kind
Mm-hmm.
of one of the reasons why um she had to kind of take a step back, because she was working on the music and the
Mm-hmm.
house and the kids and life, and so she's like, well, I don't want to leave the station. I'm like, well, we'll put you on call because you were on the radio, I don't know, about a month or so ago,
Yeah.
and so you filled in for somebody. So when we were talking about doing this new show, and we looked at a couple different people, and I was like, JD really wants to come back and do the radio, and this is kind of up her alley. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when we started looking at your Facebook, and we're like, oh, she is a country girl. She's from the
Yeah.
city. She can rap with the best of them. We know. We've heard it on the afternoon show. So yeah, so yeah, you guys just had a big festival down there. My buddy Rob Van Winkle, Vanilla Ice, come down there and performed.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we did. Yeah, it was the Washington Town and Country Fair. Yeah, he came down and performed. It was a lot of fun. I mean, there was a lot of people that I went to high school with there, and it was just really interesting because I remember dancing at the school dances to Rob's songs, and just being adults, and we're all damn near 40 now,
Yeah.
and out there, you know what I mean? It was a lot of fun. It was really cool having him out. Yeah,
He puts on a hell of a show.
he really does. He really does. Yeah.
He can really get everybody hyped up, and
Yes, he's very entertaining. Yes.
and the big thing is, a lot of people. I met Rob Van Winkle, which is Vanilla Ice, at Panama Jacks, which turned into Wild Country. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Later on, but I met him there, and then when I went to college, a friend of mine knew him, and it was crazy because he had this big, Ice Ice Baby was all over everything, and he wasn't on tour. The record company didn't know what they were going to do, and he was still racing motocross. And we would go to his house and play basketball or go out to eat and ride in the 5.0 and all this other shit. And it's like, it was just like our buddy, you know what I'm saying? And then,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, they got um, his tour put together. And then, like, we'd only see him every now and then. But, it's pretty crazy. Because the first thing he bought with a sign-on bonus was that 5.0.
Uh-huh.
And I seen in a recent interview, he said, I never realized how iconic the car was until he did that Adam Sandler movie. And,
oh yeah.
and he's like,
Yeah.
everywhere I go, it's like people's like, hey, you still got the 5.0? And he goes, hell yeah, I still have the 5.0. But
Yep.
there was a couple of times in his life where he almost sold it, and then, but that's just something of pop culture that is super fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? So, like another thing, like with pop culture, Sabrina come out with, Espresso. And boy, did that song take off like nobody's business. I mean, it was #1 song this past year. You know what I'm saying? And she's a lot like you. She's got a funny sense of humor and this and this and
kind of quirky. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like her music. It's catchy and it's different. It's her. I mean, she gets kind of racy. Like some of them I don't listen to with my daughter, but
yeah. She's got an interesting style, but
Yeah.
like, a lot of people never knew what espresso meant. And it was a girl looking for a tall, dark guy to fuck her real good. And that would sugar baby her a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And that's what the term espresso is.
Okay.
So if anybody listens to the song, she talk about this guy that keeps calling, but she knows that she's got him hooked. So everybody listens to music and they hear different stuff, but that's what she wrote the song about. And then, the one part she didn't want to put in the song, that, the last verse, that I'm a singer, blah, blah, blah. It was just her witty sense of humor, and like everybody loved it. So that's what makes a good, song. I mean, I seen Moonshine Bandits got some new music out, which we're friends with those guys. We just got a big file from those guys of some new uncut stuff. So, we're happy to be able to get that stuff over here, So yeah, your new home for hip hop is Wednesday night over here on 96.1 Styling. And, we're just gonna see what happens the next several weeks. I mean, you're either gonna love this shit or you're gonna hate it. And I can't see how people would hate it, because we play a lot of this music anyway. It's just in rotation. But now you get to hear full blast, you know what I'm saying? So, on Tuesday and Thursday nights, we do alternative music. And, with the Adrenaline Show, and people are loving it. So, I mean, hey. But yeah, it is getting that time of the year. It's raining. I hate to say the S word, but, snow is around the corner,
Yes, and the farmers have cut the persimmons trees, and there's spoons inside, which means a lot of snow this winter.
Oh, great. You know what I'm saying? But, at least last year I was snowboarding, and, because you were on the radio, because, I was going to Hidden Valley like almost every night.
Yeah, we got a lot of snow last year.
Yeah.
We did a ton.
And they blow snow out there, so I mean, they keep that park up going. The only
but still, it has to be the right conditions. You know what I mean? Even though they're blowing it, it still has to be the right conditions for it to do it, to be snow.
The lay right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The biggest issue that we had last year at Hidden Valley, and to me, it was an issue. To other people, it was not an issue. Okay, so.
Yeah.
We would get freezing rain that would come in and would ice everything up. Well, that's great. Everybody loves that.
It's definitely fun for the inner tube side.
The inner tube side, I seen some wild shit, man. I mean, like, these weren't just kids, man. These were everybody, and they would fly down the hill and catch air, and I'm just like, holy crap, But, like, me... When I snowboard, I don't like a lot of ice. I like more powder, because if you're gonna crash, I'd rather have a soft landing. Everybody else liked it because it was really fast. The transitions were really tight, and it was like being at the skate park. So, to me, I didn't enjoy crashing and feeling stuff pop and bang. But other people, they loved how fast it was. But the inner tubing was definitely something. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, people hauling ass doing 60 down a hill on on an air tube. It's like, and they're screaming. And I don't think a lot of it was screaming of joy. It was more screaming of panic, you know?
Oh, it was fear. Yeah, for sure.
But like, Jules that was on the radio, she had a dyno. She bought one of those dyno outfits, right?
Uh-huh.
I gotta show you some of these videos. And she did all kinds of shit last year with it. She was cutting grass, shoveling snow. Well, she was wearing this thing and they went sledding, right? And they threw her on an inner tube and she went down this hill and boy, she took out a bunch of kids and trees and everything else. And it's just this
Oh
big,
my God.
just picture this big dino, you know, dinosaur coming down the fucking thing. And it's like, you would not think there was a girl in it, you know?
She sounds fun.
Oh yeah. She is a riot, and she's a huge, you know, huge in the automotive industry, and she travels all over the country, and you know, we're fortunate to have her over here on the station, and you know, it's we've got a lot of new talent over here. I mean, a lot of diversity, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's gonna be fun getting to know all the new faces.
Yeah, and it's
For
like,
sure.
you know, Styling Radio is only getting bigger and stronger and doing more stuff. So we've got an event we got coming up. We have shut down Creve Coeur Lake. Mini Persuasions is going to have cruising Creve Coeur Lake. I mean, basically, we take over the whole lake. We've got all the pavilions rented out. Different car clubs are in different pavilions. And it looks like this one that we're doing November 2nd, which will top off the rest of the year for the car shows. And then we go in our winter months. And then we come back at Forest Park for our Easter show out there. So we're kind of happy, you know, weather permitting, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to have a big chili cook-off between all the car clubs and have some awards. And, you know, 2,000, 3,000 custom cars come out to Creve Coeur Lake and cruise the lake from 11 to 6, you know what I'm saying, on a Sunday. So yeah, weather providing, because remember several years ago, I mean, it snowed on Halloween. I mean, crazy stuff.
What year was that?
That was like what, 2016 it did that?
Oh, I was gonna say it had to be a while ago because I don't really remember snow on Halloween.
Yeah, first time I had ever seen it on Halloween. Yeah, because it was back when I had, you know, the kids and all that stuff, and and they looked at me and they were like, "Can we go home?" You know, I was like, "Why?" I mean, aren't you excited? This was like the second street, okay? You know?
Yeah.
And she's like, we have kids are different nowadays. I mean, they're like, we've got candy at home. We don't need to beg for candy, and it's snowing. You know? I'm like,
yeah. Well, my boys were pretty little then. I'm surprised. But I don't remember. I don't remember snow on Halloween.
You may not have got it where you were, because I was out in New Baden, Illinois.
Yeah, that could be.
You know, so it may not have hit where you are in Missouri. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I've seen fucking everything, man. Snow on Halloween, I've never would have dreamed it. And it wasn't like a light snow. It was coming down. But I remember when we were trick-or-treating, everybody was out and had little bonfires and stuff, and people were throwing snowballs. People were enjoying it. Not my kids. My kids were like, "Fuck you, Dad. We're going home." You know? I remember one of the girls was like, "Dad, you make enough money. We don't have to beg for candy." And I'm like, it's fucking Halloween. I mean, when we were kids, man, we tore up every neighborhood.
Heck yeah, with pillowcases full of candy.
And so, yeah, but these kids nowadays are like, no, man, I mean, there's candy at home. I don't need to do this, you know? So, but, you know, another thing is there's a lot of safe spaces, you know, or safe places. And they do the trunk or treats. And I think the trunk or treats are really, in my opinion, screwing up the tradition of going door to door. But then again, nowadays, it's kind of weird going door to door because there's so many fucking weirdos out there, you know. And of course, you remember the candy tax. You know, your parents had to check all your candy, and they got first dibs at everything. And that's the candy tax, you know. But, like, I think me and you had this conversation a year or so ago, and you're like, I'm really not into candy like I used to be. Like,
Not really, no. And like the real chewy stuff kind of hurts my teeth anymore these days. And I've never been a big chocolate person. No, but what I have been on lately is like snack cakes and just cakes
man.
and
Oh, JD tearing up the snack cakes, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can.
Yeah,
As bitty as
I mean, people. She's small as fuck. I mean, she is not a big woman. But I could see you ripping through some snack cakes at the grocery store. Like, this is new. I haven't seen this.
Heck yeah. My favorite one is those strawberry rolls. I don't know what they're called, but I call them strawberry rolls. They're like they're little Debbie's, and they're like shortbread or something like that. Oh my God, they're so good. I could eat a whole box of them in one sitting. I swear.
Well,
I have to I keep a little lockbox that I keep them in so my kids can't get them.
Oh yeah, and you got to do that as a parent.
Yeah, I keep my M&Ms in there. And
yeah, you've always had M&Ms, you know.
Yes.
You know, she's not big on chocolate, but she can put away some M&Ms. There's speaking of snack cakes, so you got the zebra cakes, right? They've got a strawberry one now, and it said limited edition, and I'm hooked on that shit like crack.
Yeah, I'll have to try them.
Yeah, because the grocery store had some in. There was 5 boxes, and I ended up buying all 5 fucking boxes. You know, so
yeah, I'll have to try them.
You know, that's a problem. So
yeah.
Yeah, but on that note, guys, we're gonna go right back into the music. We gotta pay a few bills. You're listening to 96.1 Hump Day. It's Saddle Up. We'll be right back.